Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another video. Well, it's been a while since I've made a video because there's no updates or anything. Oh, and if you're wondering, I have still not recovered from the loss of my cash and being underranked, but the thing is, this game gets a little too boring once you learn like 2 or 3 hours. Or it's probably just me, I don't know. But today is not talking. We're not going to be talking about Mad Cities. It's actually going to be something a little different, I guess. I'll probably just show you guys real quick. So, those of you unaware, I did make a concept a few days ago for a Mad City concept, of course, and it's known as the Barret M82 epic concept here. Includes an animation and some extra images. And yes, I actually did make this. And I'll be showing you guys, I guess, behind the scenes of how I actually designed this. So if I hop on Blender right now... Alright, let's talk about this process in a quick manner. First off, I started with the stock first. As you may notice, I did combine the stock and the main together, of course, because in the process of working on the stock, I had a little issue that I ran into, which of course is called a habit of making a stock that is attached to a main. Don't ask me why. But this was included later on after I finished this because it was the second part. And if you're wondering, yes, I was actually using a blueprint. So here's what the blueprint looks like, and it actually aligns, I guess, almost perfectly. Perhaps. And continuing on, I continued adding more stuff to the main area, including adding trigger, because a gun is not a gun without the trigger, because you can't fire if you don't have the trigger. And the mag was also made later, but it was made by a separate mesh, which can be seen here. Unfortunately, there's no interior because of problems that I had, so that's not going to be added anytime soon. And plus, no one cares. And I started actually implementing these holes later, so these holes weren't actually added until when I finished like the main, the stock, and the magazine. So I added that hole and then this hole here. This one was a little complex because I had some little issues with the calculations, because this was not the easiest thing I've done. Especially trying to measure it to like at least make it somewhat like all like go into the same length. Well, not the same length, but like the same depth. So it wouldn't have like some weird like holes with like nothing, with one with like a solid object and one without. So that was a little difficult, and the fact it has sports size on it. Anyways, continuing on to the barrel here, and I had another hole here. This one was a lot harder to make because of a skill issue, and perhaps I was trying to like cover this up, I assume. I was trying to cover this up because, you know, I didn't really like the way the hole was. I didn't really like the way the hole was designed, because this part of the muzzle, this was ruining everything here. And if I ever did consider like trying to like create a hole through here, which of course has like what 3 to 4 stages in here, I would waste like a half an hour of my life. So I just left it like this, and no one would actually care. And last but not least, I actually created the scope here. And originally, the scope did not have this, so wait, so just imagine the scope. Just mention the original Barret looking like this. This is what the original model looks like. And I have a little image for you guys. Do searching here. There should be. This is what the original render looks like, if you guys are unaware. Let's see. Yep, if you guys are unaware. And second render, which of course is the same one except with a different angle. And then for the one without, the without the tripod, which was looking like this, I did improve the scope later on because the way it was designed was so terrible. And the final image was this, which actually has a tripod. Surprisingly, this was actually the most complex thing I made so far in this. Besides the unions and besides the holes on the main part and the muzzle, this was indeed a lot more difficult to make. It looks easy, but when you try when you try making something similar to the blueprint, it just won't happen. Okay, now you have seen what the Blender one looks like. Oh, and one more thing, the glass here. I actually added the glass for once. I don't know if the actual AWP in Mastery has the glass or any other sniper. I just added it for fun, because not for fun, but also for decoration. I mean, it just makes it look more realistic. Also, if you guys are wondering, yes, I did made a 50 caliber ammunition here when I was bored, and I tried to do it at the exact size, but again, it's not exact. So yeah, let me show you guys the one that's at the studios right now. Welcome to the Garage of Concepts, your one-way trip to finding garbage in this place. And alright, here are some in studios work. Of course, this was a scene, and if I did, this was the model here. I actually colored it and of course import it all at once. Also did fix some screenies, which was all the way up here, along with the other weapon here and the original sniper, which looks really terrible comparing to this one, which looks a lot better. At least in my eyes it is. And yes, this one took me some attempts. Oh dear. Anyways, it took me some attempts on trying to get this to work. I'm trying to import this because I had a lot of issues with some random stuff that happened and missing meshes, which I don't understand why it's like that, but you know. But yeah, other than the bad narrating I'm currently doing, because I don't really know how to explain this well, I guess I'll just say hope you guys do enjoy this little showcase, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. I don't know. Alright, see ya.